Welcome to the Bradshaw Chronicles, the Paranormal Tales. My name is Bryan Lee Whatley. Tonight's story is brought to you by the SalemNews.com from February the 10th, 2010. And it's The Home Buyers Have a New Option, Paranormal Inspections. From ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night, good Lord, deliver us. A Scottish prayer. Cold spots, apparitions, and things that go bump in the night. Some of these things can be explained by creaky floorboards, cracked walls, or frisky weather. But what if they can't? Before buying a home, inspections usually mean checking the foundation, roof, and pipes. But sometimes there is another area of concern. Things that are a bit more intangible. When there are questions regarding the unknown, future homeowners will be especially glad to know that there is someone to turn to. Investigators with OPHIR, Occult and Paranormal House of Investigational Research in Salem, Oregon, want to make it easier for homebuyers to make sure all the creaks and bumps are, shall we say, of this world. Bernard Powell, OFER's founder, along with OFER's team of experienced investigators, help buyers learn what may be happening, and perhaps what went on before on a particular piece of property. You don't have to believe in ghosts. The value of a home was that the location could have been a murder, suicide, or has been used as a drug lab that can be starkly diminished. See, real estate professionals call such properties stigmatized. Now, OFER's staff say that tortured guests and past go beyond the crime log of the local newspaper, that homes can be stigmatized by ghosts, real or rumored. Powell says OFER's offers full investigation into the history of the property, from past owners to newsworthy occurrences that may have taken part on said premises. Investigators and research personnel pour through public records and interview current and former residents if necessary. An investigation may also include a series of 3 on-premise paranormal probes. We use everything from the modern equipment available to us to the inclusion of psychics, clairvoyants, and the clergy members custom tailored to the client's preferences and spiritual orientation, Powell says. We do not charge for the paranormal investigation itself. We do that out of the cost of the passion of our field. However, a fee is charged to investigate the past of the property. The cost is based on research, fuel costs, and man-hours spent at various locations, Powell says. The specialized inspection service isn't just for buyers, though. Sellers, beware. You too may have some explaining to do. Should you not follow your inclination to see that your property is void of unwanted ghosts? You don't want buyers coming back and saying that you never warned them about the house's past, Powell said. Protect yourself and make a wise future investment, Powell says. There is a good chance that homes with a reputation of negative history may be harder to sell down the road, or you could get stuck with one. You want to know as much about the potential investment as you possibly can. This way, you can make as informed a decision as possible. Now, OFER is a non-profit group that includes researchers in religion, psychics, paranormal, and public records. Members include both believers and skeptics. Now, I have to admit, as an investigator myself, this is quite interesting to me. Because if you look at all the work that we do as an investigation team inside the paranormal community, you will see that we spend countless hours doing casework, which is finding out about all this stuff. Now, let's just say that we never ever charge for an investigation, because we don't. But if you look at all the tools that we do use during an investigation, the EMF meter to check the electricity, the banging in the walls for the plumbing, for the attic noise that's coming from the old air conditioning units, to the electrical outlets of the old clock radio that sits next to your bed? What about the FLIR? We sit down and we go through the FLIR. It's a very expensive piece of equipment. We can detect cold spots that nobody otherwise would see. I've had my house inspected before, not by OVER or a paranormal team, but whenever I bought it. And that inspection team gave me a really cool video of it, a really nice report of everything that they found. But they didn't have a FLIR. They couldn't tell if there was cold coming in from our windows or doors. They couldn't tell if our attic enclosement has a little weather strip proofing that had gone bad and cold or heat is leaking through. And I can guarantee you they do not look into what had happened on the property before. So to me, it is quite interesting in what this team has come up with, and if they continue to do it. I find it very, very interesting because we do spend a lot of time in this, and every time it's out to help people. So as an investigator who has a lot of money and equipment, who has a lot of friends doing this work, doing paranormal research, what do you do with the other stuff? Just a thought. Okay, so this is where we're going to actually go and check into some of these things. Let's check out that electrical system, the plumbing system, the attic. Let's see if there's some doors around the house that just gives off this weird feeling. Now, I probably won't have enough time to go into the case research and go down to the public library, but we'll see what we can find around here. Shall we? Come along, it'll be fun.
So here we have the electrical panel. It's actually a sub-panel. So as we apply the EMF detector, you can see that, yeah, this thing is, it's quite charged up, isn't it? Alright, now that we're into the plumbing system of one of the sinks, wow, I have to admit that this kind of plumbing looks a little old. But, you know, if anything, it could still rattle. And this door, anytime you try to hold open the door, it just automatically closes. Paranormal? I don't think so. But it does seem to be like a little girl's room. Huh. Going up into the attic now. Let's see what we have here. Oh, God. Okay. I hate climbing in a suit. Okay, so we're getting up here, and it's hot. Really, really hot. Don't climb in an attic in a suit in the summertime. And, wow, another sub-panel. And there seems to be the unit. That's upstairs. Okay. I think that's some good stuff. Well, I couldn't make it down to the library, but here are some cases of files and all kinds of information about the location. And no, I'm not going to read it all. Okay, so we did go through the electrical panel. We did go through the plumbing up underneath the sink, and we saw how old that is. And the electrical panel, geez, no wonder the boogeyman is in the closet because of all the EMF activity that's going on up there. I'm just kidding. But anyway, the water plumbing that was up underneath there, we went into the attic and saw all the stuff that's up in the attic, including that other system that's up there. I mean, you know, that looked like a pretty new system, but what if it is knocking around? Who knows? We also checked out that door that just kind of closes by itself. And what about all those histories of files up in the closet? That's a lot of stuff to go through just to see if your house is really haunted. Now, I didn't necessarily go down to the public library, and I didn't necessarily dig holes in the backyards to see if there's any murders or, you know, suicides or bones or anything that's around there. I'll leave that up to the cops and maybe for another team to do. But think about that. That's all I'm saying. Love it or hate the idea. It is an idea of what we go through in the paranormal. So thank you for listening to the Bradshaw Chronicles, the Paranormal Tales. My name is Bryan Lee Whatley.